Hello and welcome inside the Update Studio for another edition of Inside the Leaderboard. I'm Tommy Marquez, and today we're going to be talking about some of the cool numbers behind the very last workout of the 2017 Open, 17.5. And we're going to start with a breakdown on the women's side, and more specifically, what percentage of RX women were able to break through some of the time thresholds in this workout. If you take a look at the graphic, clearly going 7 minutes or sub 7 was the gold standard. Less than 1/10% of all women were able to finish the workout in 7 minutes or less. Then go down to 18 minutes or less. That was kind of a big divider there. If you notice, only 48.77% of all women who did it as prescribed were able to do it in 18 minutes or less. So if you fit into that category, you are automatically at the top half of all women that did this workout prescribed globally. And then you go down at last 25 minutes or less. Even if you're able to do that, it still puts you ahead of at least 25% of all women who are able to do this workout as prescribed. And then on the men's side, similar breakdown, but a few tweaks here and there for some of these numbers. Once again, 7 minutes or less was the gold standard. Only 0.12% of all men were able to break 7 minutes. And then the dividing line for men was about 16 minutes. Only 45.91% of men were able to do it in 16 minutes or less, with the median time, basically the middle of the road time for men, coming somewhere between 16 and 17 minutes. And even if you were able to go sub 20 minutes, that still put you ahead of more than a third of all men doing the workouts as prescribed in 17.5. And then for the community at large, even if you didn't get to do that workout as prescribed and you had to scale, well, you were included in some of the stats we got coming at you. Here's a really cool look at some of the gross totals from 17.5 when it comes to the thrusters. And this one really stands out. Including the scale division, more than 21.1 million thrusters completed, which totals out to over 1.5 billion pounds of weight moved into the thrusters. Just to give you guys a scale, it's the equivalent of basically thrustering the Empire State Building twice. And the largest mammal living on the earth is the blue whale. It'd be, if you're a glutton for more reps, it'd be like thrusting a blue whale more than 3,700 times. So definitely a ton of weight moved in the open in the thrusters. And congrats to all the people who did that and managed to suffer through those 90 thrusters in the workout. And the other movement in this couplet was the double unders. And if you couldn't do double unders, well, then you did single unders. And it still puts you into some really cool categories in terms of gross numbers. And here are the numbers for the jumping rope portion of 17.5. In total, more than 55 million double unders were completed in 17.5. And for those of you that scaled, more than 26.6 million single unders completed. That means the rope passed underneath our feet more than 80 million times in 17.5. As a community, we jumped enough to cover more than 2,500 miles. If you want to scale for distance on that, that's basically enough to jump from our office here in Scotts Valley, California, all the way to the site, to the new home of the CrossFit Games, Madison, Wisconsin, where we also had the 17.5 announcement. And then you'd have enough mileage left over to kind of head north to the border to visit some of your friends up in Canada. But still, nonetheless, that is a super impressive number. And if you did 17.5, you contributed to this. So be proud, be happy that you closed out the open in style with a great effort with this nasty couplet of thrusters and double unders. That does it for this edition of Inside the Leaderboard. We'll catch up with you guys next time with some cool stats behind the open as a whole and get you guys caught up on all things related to the 2017 CrossFit Games Open.